2, 1, go.
Kembali lagi di Poros Halang bersama dengan gue Fuad dan ada Patrick and a special guest live from Finland, Jere Virtanen.
Did we pronounce it right? Virtanen, right? Virtanen. Did we pronounce it right?
Yeah, in here we say Virtanen, like really monotone. Yeah.
Virtanen. How are you, Jere?
Let's do this.
Yeah, how are you, mate?
How are you?
All good?
All good in Finland.
All good in Finland. How's the weather?
It's getting freezing. I mean, -5 degrees this morning.
-5.
Freezing like our heart for United. We are freezing, aren't we? No?
Well, maybe, you know, when bad things happen with United, immediately here in Finland, it starts to freeze. So, yeah, I see the point. I see the point.
Here in Indonesia, we call that bapak-bapak jokes, you know. Jokes done by elderly people.
That's jokes.
That's jokes.
That's jokes.
That's jokes.
So, how about situation maybe with a fan base, United fan base in Finland about Ole is getting out from the club? Maybe you hear something from your friend in Finland or in Manchester, maybe? What do you think?
Yeah, I think
what's the rumor?
The situation is kind of the same with all over the world. There have been and there always will be fans who are abusing and trying to benefit from the suffering we have. Those people are using clickbaits to get more followers, and they basically want to do business out from the misery, and because it's so easy in social media, people do get around of those people shouting those abusing things, and it's so easy to get along, you know, with together with the abusers, because they kind of create their own kind of world. And on the other side, there's the fans who we celebrate when we win. It's our team. Yes. And when we lose, we suffer, but we still stick together. We still trust the team. We still love the players, the manager, not the owners, by the way, but the club. So it's kind of, it's the same mixture in Finland. There's a lot of wrong kind of publicity and social media discussions about United, and then there's those who suffer together and kind of just wait for the next game, support all the time. And of course, when things go bad, we all suffer.
Yes.
And we all hope to change. And at this point, while we have this interview now with you guys, at this point, we needed to have some kind of change. And this time it was Ole's time to go, even though it's a really sad thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
So wait, Pat. I see the background of your video right now. Oh, come on!
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, mate.
I have the black one.
There is always some shirts ready to be put on. You know, in this time, those ones are the most precious today.
Yeah. 20 times. Okay, how about you, Pat? What do you want to ask to Jere?
I want to ask him so many questions in my mind right now, but when you first heard about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, well, not first heard, well, after the game, did you still have hope that he would, you know, get through it? Like he went through 5-0 defeat against Liverpool and then a 2-0 beating against City. Did you think that he was going to survive that, or did you know that was it?
Yeah. When you saw what was the reaction from Ole when he went in front of the United away fans, it kind of felt the end. And what Bruno did and kind of showed that it's not only Ole's fault. The players have to take the blame also. It was kind of the moment when it was kind of, that was it. The good thing is that now during the whole evening yesterday, my time and this day, it has been social media filled with sad people posting good stuff about Ole and hoping all the best. But also I have seen those social media posts about how the whole 3 years were awful, and the club is in worse situation than before Ole. So I'm like, if you think about it, how people can be so blind and how people have that strong agenda that they actually say something like that right after the manager is sacked. And you know, it doesn't matter. If you post statistics of the, for example, first 100 games, how did Ole do and how did Jurgen Klopp do, it doesn't help. They don't mind the facts.
That's exactly.
It's like I said, it's easier to block them and leave them alone than try to even have discussion, any kind of discussion with them.
Yes.
So at the moment, I'm hoping things will settle down. We will find a new manager for a long time period without him starting everything with that negative attitude from the abusing part of fan base.
Yeah.
Are they fans even? Tell me, do you think those guys and girls are fans who are abusing our players and the club and the manager? I don't think they are fans.
No. Honestly,
not just abusing, but some of them wishing that United lost just to satisfy their ego. Just to satisfy their ego. What to say?
Ego.
No, their ego, just to satisfy their ego. So they wish that the club lost, or manager getting sacked. I don't get that kind of fan base nowadays.
I have a theory on that, actually, Jere. Yes. From what I see is, like, I'm not gonna mention the name. I've mentioned it in my social media a couple of times, but I'm talking about the guy who tried to organize a demonstration, I guess. Yeah. Couldn't even organize a party, I guess. But then he's trying to organize that. And then you've got this guy who likes to sucky, I guess. And then, another guy who's actually a fan of another club, but says that it's a fan of a Manchester United club. Yeah, we all know who I'm talking about, right? And I hope this helps. And what I'm saying is that these guys have an agenda for Ole out. Right? That was their meal ticket. That was basically how they're going to get along, how they're going to get followers and interaction. And then, of course, after that, it'll be the sponsorship deals and things like that. I'm not going to be ashamed to say that I know this because we are quite like that also, but we don't do it the way they do it. We say what we have to say. We don't go with any agenda from any sponsors whatsoever. These guys have Ole out as an agenda. Now, the thing is, they didn't think too far, did they? Once Ole was sacked, you're out of a job. And once they're out of a job, they need to create something else. That's why Michael Carrick has not had 1 minute of gameplay, but there's already a trending of Carrick out right now. And that's just baffling. That is just baffling. But because they need to find out where their next meal ticket is coming from. And that is also why Ole has been sacked. Not even 24 hours after he's not even sacked. I don't think the word sack can be used here because it's mutual understanding. So he resigned. Okay. Ole is no longer with the club. And they still disrespect him. They still, like what you said, tweet bad things about him, blah, blah, blah. He made an interview. And for me, that interview is a very gentleman-wise like ways of saying goodbye to the club. He showed no fear. Yes, I'm out of this club, but I will walk out of this club with my head high.
And from the front door.
Yeah, and from the front door.
My boy.
He even stopped by to hug a fan and sign his tattoo and things like that. But the thing is, what I'm trying to say is that these guys, these other agenda people, they're looking for something to keep their followers, because once Ole is gone, there's a new manager in, and there's nothing going on. And Manchester United is winning games, things like that. They got nothing else to say. Yes, maybe they'll survive another 2 months or 3 months saying, see, we were right, and things like that. Hope this helped, blah, blah, blah. But after that, they need something else, or otherwise their followers are just going to be gone. They would rather hear Pete Boyle, Andy Mitten, and things like that to say things about what's going on at Manchester United rather than these people who have no access whatsoever to the club.
I completely agree. And the thing with those people, I have been all the time supporting Ole, and he's our manager. You know, you have to support your manager no matter what. The thing is, what they abusing people, what they did, they created the wall so that every time somebody is standing behind the manager, they say that you don't allow any critical things about the manager. That's not true. I mean, personally, I think you need to be critical when things are going bad, and I think there's not a single player or manager who shouldn't be criticized when things go bad. That's normal. You know, we have our opinions, we can bring them out, but it's completely different than abusing. Somebody hopes that Ole will die during the trip in Norway.
Yes.
What? That's a mess. That's something, you know, if that person would arrive at Old Trafford, I know what the old lads would do.
Exactly.
Try to go to Old Nack's Head with those kind of statements. You won't return.
Exactly.
It's the end.
Exactly.
So, do you think Ole out from the club, so we have to start all over again? So it's gonna be a circle of Manchester United, I think, gitu loh. Got a new manager, 2-3 years, sack them, get a new manager. It's always like that. What do you think? So we have to start all over again.
A few things. If you think about what's the situation now after Ole's time and before his time, even those people who are at the moment still abusing Ole, they said that United was a mess of Mourinho, Louis van Gaal, Moyes, and even past Ferguson time, the old players. It was kind of combination of players from 4 managers with really, really high salaries and really bad attitude, and they were like, the players were sad, frustrated. So what happened then? Ole did exactly what was needed. He brought the culture back, he brought the smiles back on the players' faces, but at the same time, piece by piece, he started to keep off those unnecessary pieces out from the club, bringing new ones. The construction and the building of new team, he didn't manage to put it through. If you think about it, our defense is one of the worst in the league.
Yeah, true.
We do press way too lightly on the opposite half. One of the worst statistics we have. So there's areas which Ole couldn't fix, which is we need to be critical. Defending and pressing, where those two things we lost way too much compared to the other big teams. I wouldn't say big teams. Let's say top table teams.
Yeah, the top 10 of the Premier League.
Yeah, because big team is us, you know. So we have massive lacks at the moment in defensive play and the pressing game. So the next manager, he has a lot better pieces in the puzzle than Ole had when he arrived. Of course, we have way better team, and it plays well better together, even though the last 3 months have been really bad. So whoever comes, he needs to be tactical guy. He needs to be some guy who creates a system which will work with the players, or if it's not working with the current players, he will change those few pieces he needs. That's the thing. We are not in the same situation than before Ole. Before Ole, it looked like awful. It looked like we are not right from this. It's a complete mess. Now the only mess is the form. Our form has been really bad.
Exactly.
And no excuses. It's also not only Ole's fault, but also players. You know, Maguire as a captain has been really bad. He's been one of the worst players we have had during that form.
Worst captain ever.
Yeah, Bruno has been really bad during the past few games.
We have to be critical.
even though he has created more chances than any player in the Premier League, but all those things happened on the early season. So last games he's been kind of he disappeared.
Yes.
We don't need to talk about Pogba and the red card.
No need.
So basically, we are in a situation that we actually have the puzzle almost ready. Now we need to find the few last pieces, and when we do win the English Premier League on upcoming years, Ole is one massive person to thank from the Mourinho's time to the upcoming championship. It's gonna be massive thank you to Ole and what he did, even though the environment was really toxic thanks to those. Sorry, my word, fan camps. I'm not meaning the shows like you guys. I'm meaning those you referred, Patrick. So thanks to the environment at the moment, you never see that kind of abuse in the Red Army at Stretford End. Never ever. They are critical, of course.
Yeah,
of course they are critical. Yes,
because that's what that fans should do.
Yeah. So in that sense, I'd say even though the form has been awful and we are not in the place we should be, I think our situation is not that bad. Of course, depending who's going to be the next one to guide us.
Yeah, but the thing is, that's also the one thing that I wanted to ask you about. Ole's gone now, but the replacement is Michael Carrick and McKenna and Phelan, and the rest of the coaching staff.
Yeah,
and we all know that even before this, Ole depended on them also on the strategy. So basically, we will not see any changes in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 games ahead of us. It will be almost the same. Okay, maybe there will be a little tweak here and there. Carrick might try something new, but overall, it's just going to be the same package during the interim. So was sacking Ole right at this moment, before you face Chelsea, Arsenal, and 2 champions, was it a really good decision, or was it just the management trying to please the fans? Because don't get me wrong, the purchase of Cristiano Ronaldo is a way of the Glazers saying we're sorry about the Super League.
You're completely right. The timing was awful to sack or whatever happened with Ole. At the moment, in my opinion, and here it's opinion. In my opinion, the team of our coaches, they lack experience. Mike Phelan is the only one who has long experience and good track record next to Sir Alex Ferguson. But Carrick and the others, they are kind of quite new in coaching staff overall. So I'd say Ole's biggest problem was the team he hired around him. He would have, in my opinion, he should have hired a lot more experienced guys to help out, a lot more tactical guys, because if he lacked the ability in tactical perspective, he should hire people to fill that gap.
Yes, and to support him.
Yeah, so I think the biggest issue with Ole was that he didn't hire the right kind of persons around him. And don't get me wrong, I love all the guys we have there, but I don't think that puzzle was completed. And now, as you said, only Ole is out, but still there's Carrick and the other guys. It will not change a lot. The only thing what can happen is that players are now feeling really bad and they overachieve for a while because of they want to show that.
Yeah, or they feel sorry for that, so they give their 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if they don't give 100%, there's nobody else to sack.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's really basically on them now. The camera is on the players right now.
And maybe it will show who the rat is, who the snake is.
We all know who the rat is. It's your favorite player, Paul Pogba.
No, he's not. Because it's about the mode, the changing mode of the players. we can see in the next 3-4 games, if they play like I deserve wear this jersey, so we know they don't want to play for the manager. That's it.
Listen, guys, thanks to social media and thanks to the yellow press, most of the facts in internet, which people are trusting, are false.
Surprisingly, I really do love you, man.
But it's crazy that I have to mention it out loud, because even my friends, they do contact me and say that, okay, now the players are fighting. I'm like, there's who? So then they link me like a link to Daily Mail or The Sun, or I'm like, come on. It's like awful. So most of the things people create, like their view, their point of view, they fill all the facts with the social media fan cams, they fill it with yellow press and so on. So it does look like a lot worse. You know, if the Sun says the players are fighting, I wouldn't believe. Not a single thing.
This is how I do it, Jere. If the Sun says that the players are fighting with Ole, then
think the opposite.
I reverse it. Oh, that means everything is fine.
I think the opposite way.
I think the opposite. Anything that they say, it's the opposite. It's as simple as that.
Listen, guys, I have to say this. I know I'm gonna have some haters there, but
it's okay. That's fine.
It's fine. That's the beauty of media social.
We already have haters.
Okay. You know Fabrizio Romano, who has been really, he's been kind of, he's been fresh, and all these here we go things and him being right before anybody else, that's all gone. He does exactly the same than the fan camps. He's benefiting from United. He didn't even, he wasn't like concentrating on United back then. Now he's sharing all that nonsense, and he spreads the abuse. Exactly. It's all about money. United brings money, and negative things about United bring more money.
Yes, that's it.
He could. I was actually surprised. I was actually happy when he created a YouTube channel. And I support fellow YouTubers, and I'm always happy to see that, you know, if you can have an extra source of information, why not? And then I realized something. Wait a minute. Why are all the news now about Manchester United? And then I actually went and took my time to see the viewers, you know, video viewers and things like that. Whenever he speaks about Manchester United, the viewers, the interaction is skyrocket. But when he talks about something else, maybe when you talk about Juventus or Arsenal or during this, but it's so and so. Anything you say about Manchester United, you're going to have a traffic, you're going to have a viewers, you're going to have, which of course in return is revenue. And I'm asking myself, especially when during the Conte saga, and I'm asking myself, you're supposed to give us information, but your tweets are right now, to me personally back then, was like, are you the agent of Conte right now? Because it seems like you're promoting his CVs right now. You know, it's like you're saying that he's the man for the job and things like that and things like that. And all the tweets are like preparing, you know, you're prepping a stage to welcome Conte in. And then when that didn't work out, he went and put a neutral tweet on it, you know, a spin on it. And I was like, okay, I love him to bits for what he did in the past, but right now I'm just going to, you know, check and double check. In the past, I did the same thing anyway, but mostly he was right, like you said. But now I really double check whatever he says.
Oh, I don't know whether you have seen it, because somebody leaked his clip of him stating that just like information came in and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is sacked like a month ago.
Oh, I didn't see that.
So he pre-recorded all kind of shit about United, and suddenly somebody leaked that clip. And okay, I understand that the business is hard. People need to be reactive and first. But I mean, that kind of guy who says Premier League is just one league and United just one club, he has pre-made material of United.
Yeah.
I did unfollow him, and I don't feel bad. It's just sad. I mean, I'm really sad that lack of good material is it's growing.
Yeah, true. It's very true, Jerry. But this is what our club is now. Sad, right, Vlad? What do you think, Vlad?
And about the social media, it's my opinion, Jerry. Maybe the owners doesn't give a shit about it. Doesn't give a shit about the trophy or whatsoever. Because with the engagement that United get in social media is very high, it can bring money also for them, right? Sponsor will come to them, put the brand on the t-shirt, on the jersey, or in their stadium or whatsoever. So they are fine. Bad news for United is money for us. For the owner, they don't care about it. That's my opinion. So it will keep repeated. Hire a new manager. Bad news, sack them. Hire new. It's like a
cycle of evil.
It is.
Circle. Yeah.
It's a cycle of hell.
Do you remember that they had this massive social media campaign when they wanted to hire a super fan to be responsible for social media?
Really? I didn't remember. I don't remember this.
They said that they guarantee, was it like £100,000 a year and possibility to develop United social media. I followed that really keenly. They did hire a guy called Nick Speakman or so.
Yeah, I know.
Has anybody found anything related to him that he's a super fan of United? He did achieve great things with his social media channels and creating that some kind of clickbait media. But in my mind, super fan would be guys like you. But suddenly there's Nick Speakman who has track record of creating social media channels, which is good. But is he super fan? Tell me, I can be wrong because like I don't have all the
super fan, Jere. Compared to you, we're basically ants, man. Look at
we're
you and all
nothing.
those things behind you.
No. The super fans are the ones around the world who spend most of the time supporting United. No matter, somebody can go to the games more often than others. It's not about that. It's about how you
the way you support the club.
Yeah. And we all have our different way of supporting, right? The guys in Manchester, they go to the stadium, they pay money to get in there. They pay money to get to the stadium and transportation and all that, their beers and things like that. And supporters like us who are far away, we have to stay up. But imagine we're waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning to see Manchester United play crap. And we still watch it 90 minutes. And we even watch after the game, the press conference and things like that, because we love the club. And sometimes, maybe sometimes, the first thing that I want to say is that, you don't have to differentiate fans, whether they're in Manchester or in Europe or in Asia, America, or wherever they are. We are basically one. And we all support Manchester United. And for me, the difference between real fans and a supporter is basically like you. You would go anywhere, you collect things, memorabilia, you try to keep the history and things. That's part of your job as a supporter, like you said in your first interview with us. And us, what else can we do but support? Support. The key word is support. And that's why I say differentiate from the fans. For me, those guys that I mentioned before, the I hope this helps and things like that, those guys are fans because they don't support. They criticize for their own goods. They're fans. Yes, they're a fan of Manchester United, but they will never be a supporter of Manchester United. No matter if they do live in England. I don't care. I will call them a fan, not a supporter. Simple as that. I hope this helps.
So, where will Manchester United for the rest of the season, Jere? Where will they be?
Of course, before we know who's going to be the one to lead us for the rest of the season, it does have a massive effect on every game. Until the moment there is not 1% chance, I'm always believing us to win the league. It doesn't change. So I'm still hoping and believing that we will win the league.
21 is coming.
That's in my DNA. So,
yeah.
But I have to say that now, following the discussions during this season, and people who say that with United you always need to win every game. Of course you do. You know, it's every fan and every supporter, we want our team to win every game, and what it feels like people are kind of thinking that the players and the club are kind of something not to support when they lose, if you know what I mean. It's like they want to support the team when they win, and when they are losing, they are abusing. So
yeah.
Yes, I want us to win every game, and I don't think it's enough us to tie with clubs like, for example, Watford. Even though it would be tie, it's not enough. Draw is not ever enough.
Yep.
But still, even though I'm sad, the picture that I'm sad, but I still love you with the umbrella.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the spirit, and
that's the mentality. Yeah.
You can be critical. It's normal. And just kind of, you said that United fans are one United. I think during the past 5 years, there's the one United between you guys and the amazing people in Malta or in UK, Scotland. They just had amazing event at Edinburgh. That's one United. Then I think there's a massive gap between that part of people and then those who kind of pick the moments when they support. They pick when the club is enough good for me to get my support. No, that's not the way you do it. I'm not telling you how to support a club, but overall, the word supporting.
Yes.
It doesn't, if you check it from like Wikipedia, wherever,
dictionary or whatever, yeah,
it doesn't say that you can pick when you
lose.
That's mind-blowing for me. And when I say that out loud, I get so massive abuse here in Finland, around the world in Twitter. People abusing me now. Every time United lost game during the past few weeks, United fans, they were happy. Because they could say to me that now, okay, probably Jere is still going to be supporting Ole. I'm going to support Ole until the very end.
Same with us.
Welcome to the club, mate. Welcome to the club. Welcome to the club. That's what we're feeling. That's what we feel. Every time United lost or playing very bad, the fan can come to us. They came to us with the abusing word, with the harsh word, swearing. Man, I'm just like, what the fuck?
Exactly.
You know what is sad about this? Yeah, go ahead.
This is the message for all of your followers and those ones who try to find something. Me, or not these guys or me, we are not the ones. No one is the one to say how to support.
Yep.
It's a personal thing. But think about the difference between the word abuse and support. Yes. And then check the mirror and think which one is closer of the things you do daily basis.
Yep.
And then return and think about what you, for example, send to you guys. Yeah. You are trying to kind of give some activity and content to the fan base. So you spend your spare time to provide something for the fan base. What are those guys doing? They're trolling. They are like Twitter warriors, Twitter ninjas, fighting against own fans. It's absolutely, it's disgusting.
It's sad, Jere, because I remember the days when we were one, I remember the days when I could walk to any games, and I know my enemies, exactly who my enemies are. I can see their jersey, Exactly. I know when I go watch a game against Liverpool, my fellow Reds will be right behind me. And I know those guys, the Merseyside, Liverpool fans, are my opponents. Nowadays, I walk into a game, whether it's in a bar or wherever, because we're so far away from Old Trafford. I worry about the people behind me. I don't trust my fellow Reds.
Even though they wear the same jersey.
Yeah, we're both wearing this on our chests, but then after the first goal, Salah's first goal,
all hell break loose.
I heard a guy wearing a Manchester United jersey cheering and hoping for more so that Ole would be sacked. And, it's sad for me because I supported this club since I was a kid, since when I was still in Manchester. And I went to Indonesia, I still supported. I went to America, I was still supporting the Manchester United. I tried to find whatever time they play, I watch them. And I remember the days when supporting them was loving them. And now I have to fight my own fellow Reds. That's the saddest part about all this. It's me making fun of those guys at the beginning. I don't want to do that. I never did that in the past, but now I have to do that because enough is enough. Maybe unlike you, you're a nice guy. I've had enough. I don't wait for them to look at the mirror. I bring the mirror right into their face. It's like, this is you, man. This is your abusing. And when they say supporting Manchester, supporting Ole and letting our club become a mediocre team is not exactly the way I used to support a team. And I said to them, well, I ask you this: is abusing them helping the team? Is it supporting the team by abusing them? If it isn't, then why are you doing it?
Exactly. I don't know why it has kind of come to this moment and to this time of the world that for some reason, of course, we all have our own opinions and thanks to social media, it's easy to shout them out. But I don't know why to have an opposite opinion usually ends up people abusing each other. And I'm really critical when somebody is abusing my clubs and my club players or manager. I'm not angry if somebody is critical. That's an opinion, and
True.
Often I could even agree with him or her who's posting some critical stuff. So, and now I've seen so many times. For example, last time I did come out with supporting Ole until the very end. Some Twitter user, I'm not going to mention her name, but she went through my Twitter post and found a post where I said bye-bye to Mourinho with smiley. And that was proof of her abusing a group of people to say that I'm a hypocrite because of I was happy when Mourinho left. And I was like, yeah, now I feel really sad when Ole left, but I didn't feel this sad when Mourinho left. It's just my opinion. I supported him until the very end. When he left, I think I felt a lot better than now when Ole left.
Yes.
Now they spread that screenshot around the net and they sent abusing private messages. And I was like, if this is all you got, I mean, you could spend that same time for abuse the opponent.
Yeah.
Like Liverpool, Leeds, City.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then spend that time to create some proper content for the fans to start proper negotiation talks. And now they are just trying to find all kind of something to help their agenda against own fans. And I was like, fuck that.
Sad, isn't it?
It is sad. Well, now when Ole is out, I think it's going to be also a massive change for those fan camps and everything, as Ole was so easy target because of lack of experience and
experience.
He was so kind of way too smiley to
yeah. Even he's sorry for smiling.
Yeah, that was sad. That actually brought tears.
Yeah, it's absolutely nonsense. So we'll see what's going to be the next chapter in United's managerial. It's going to be so that if we get a person who is tactical, they will find something else to abuse. So I strongly suggest that people start blocking and ignoring those people.
Yeah.
The only way to silence them is just to get rid of them. It's pain in the ass.
It's the price of peace of mind is much more worth it than anything else.
Yeah. And you know, just for the record, there is not a single way, right way to support. It's completely different thing to live in Indonesia or next to Old Trafford. Everybody has their ways. In like me and Finland, and it's easy to travel to Old Trafford. That's why I have been doing it. I have the chance to collect some memorabilia. I have done it. That's my way. Yeah. But I mean, it's still supporting.
Yeah.
It's not something negative for the society, the United society, the United family. It's a positive thing, like you do. Okay, not for everyone, clearly, if you get those abusing messages.
Because if you love something, then you will support it. You will support what you love. No matter how bad the situation is, if you love it, you will support. You will find the way how to. You will find the way to fix the problem. So you love it. You will support what you love. That's it. You will never abuse what you love. Never. If you do that, then something wrong with your mind.
Should we go to the few facts about Ole?
Yeah, exactly.
We kind of sleep from the
we're going into our personal agendas here. All right, so going back to the situation at hand. First thing that we know that Michael Carrick, well, not officially yet, but during the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer last interview, he said that he will be watching the boys, the Champions League, and he wants them to enjoy the game and be proud to wear Manchester United. And he has the utmost faith with Michael. And I'm guessing there's only one Michael Carrick in that coaching staff. So assuming that Michael Carrick will be soon named as the interim manager for Manchester United until we do get a proper player. We've mentioned about how you felt about how the game would be, but then I'm asking you this, and I know we've never done this in Poros Halang because, like you, we support our manager until the end, and we did that, and we have proven that we've supported Ole until the end. But now that he is not here any longer, there have been rumors about Pochettino coming back in, about Ten Hag, about Brendan Rodgers,
Zidane.
And all this, Zinedine Zidane, and the recent was Wayne Rooney. What do you feel about having another ex-legend as a manager, and would you rather have an outsider as the next manager? I'm not asking you who it should be, but I'm just saying how you feel about this.
At this moment, there is not a single old United player I would think would be proper manager. Even the most experienced one, like Steve Bruce, he's not going to be fit for us. And I hate the treatment he had in Newcastle. It's disgusting, yeah. But it's really hard question as without job, there is not a single manager who would fit for United, in my opinion. Yeah. And you know, I don't know, like if all the managers in the world would be free, who to pick? At the moment, I was so behind Ole and him to develop his coaching team, and him to be the one to lead to the glory. At the moment, I feel kind of empty. I don't want to see Zidane. He's not like, if you need to convince somebody to come to United, you already know he's wrong person. So, and after all, Solskjaer had third best winning percent after post-war times. Only Sir Alex Ferguson and Mourinho had better percentages. So in that sense, and now we're talking about people talking he was the worst ever. So, and he's number 3 up there. So it's, I don't know. I feel at the moment I feel that there is not a single manager who would immediately fit to be the one to run United. That's a thing. It's quite kind of disturbing.
Yeah.
And I agree with you. I agree. And one more fact that maybe they forget is the longest unbeaten away was made by Ole. And they don't care about it. All they know is just sack him. The most and longest unbeaten game.
Yeah.
28, if I'm not mistaken. 29. And that's not easy in Premier League. You have to face City in their home, Liverpool in their home, Chelsea in their home. We passed it very well, and people forget.
And the thing about percentage anyway is that percentage is you rate the winning percentage by winning through draw and losing and the total of matches that you play. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is the second highest games after Sir Alex Ferguson. He passed Jose Mourinho. He has 169 games, if I'm not mistaken. And so the higher games you have, the possibility of getting a lower percentage is, of course, there also. So I don't see, basically for me, what I'm trying to say is that during Ole's time, I felt the closest to what we had when Sir Alex was there. Yeah, I know that, all those comebacks that we had, they forgot that, even the recent one against Atalanta and way before that, losing games, losing first half and then coming back stronger. And those things, the never die mentality, that's the United way that I remember, It wasn't the Louis van Gaal boring possession game. You can go into the opponent's penalty area and then suddenly David De Gea has the ball again. Or Jose Mourinho, who once you score one goal, that's it. They'll park the fucking bus. And then Moyes, well, I'm not really clear about what Moyes did in the past, but Ole did that. Ole gave me that belief again, that excitement again, that willingness of, what? Manchester United game against Watford at 2:00 in the morning. All right, no problem, man. I'll just, take a short nap, get my coffee ready, and at 2:00 I'll be right there watching the game and then getting beat for one. But I had that belief, he made me want to wake up again, watch Manchester United again, and stay awake for that, So,
yeah, I this is just again one opinion. But what if United and the owners would have done some changes in the coaching stuff? So what if, even though no matter what, we all love Carrick and Mike Phelan, but what if all those coaching stuff would be shuffled and we would have got some experience for like tactical side and so on? Because Ole was amazing to lead the culture and he knows the United way. So what if we would have hired better coaches? Ole's way to manage and to kind of lift the spirit, combined with some hardcore tactical experience and views, I think that would have been really interesting to see.
Yeah, that would have been.
Because now, as you know, whoever comes in will change the whole coaching stuff. So we will never know, was it only about how Ole did things, or was it the combination, which is more or less going to be the truth, the whole combination of all the coaches. And of course, players need to, like they have done, they need to step up and to admit that they also lacked passion. I didn't see passion in the game for a month or so.
Yes. Okay, I have a question for you, Jere. In your opinion, which one is Man United needed most right now? Manager with a good tactical or manager with a good man management?
I think if the tactical person would have enough man management skills so that he's not going to be like Mourinho and destroy everything, I think that's the way to go forward to make a kind of clear style of playing, to find out how we get the most out from Ronaldo and Bruno, and how, especially how we stop conceding those goals, easy goals.
Oh, yes, please.
Easy goal.
I don't remember the exact numbers, but I think we were like third worst in errors in defensive line. I mean, Norwich and Newcastle are the only ones who have worse records. So, and you cannot win league if you concede that much. It's absolutely impossible. So, if you find a manager to fix those things and not to destroy the culture within and the spirit within the club, that's the way to go. And I don't know who's going to be that kind of person at the moment. It's a really hard mission to find, because as mentioned, there's Zidane and that kind of person's free, and they are not going to be the one to go.
No, Zidane. I think Zidane will go to PSG at the end of the day anyway.
Probably. And speaking about the defense, it's the thing that makes me confused, because in last season we're a top 5 best defense in the league. So what happened in this season? Earlier this season, it's like we're conceding from the easiest goal. We don't know what happened. What's wrong? The players are still the same. You still play the same back four. Even you have Varane right now. But how come you concede an easy goal?
Exactly.
I can think about it.
That's a really good question. And if I understood right, when Varane has been on the field, the statistics are a lot better. So my question is, what happened to Maguire? So what needs to be done that he gets his confidence back? Is it so that being the captain is too much for him? So he's suffering also on the field, and he's kind of focus is not on the game, or something needs to be done to get him back. So prime Maguire and Varane, I think there's nothing wrong with that one. And Shaw and Van Bissaka are easily enough when they are in good form. But at the moment, I think Luke Shaw also lacks confidence.
Yeah, Luke Shaw,
way too many easy errors. So, yeah, that's really good question. What happened?
Is it like what the rumors says and the yellow newspapers media says, that the players do not want to play for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer anymore? Do you think that has any truth in it?
Well, after you seeing how the players did react in their own social medias when Ole was gone, I'd say you wouldn't put that kind of emotional messages in your personal social media if that would be the truth. Not a chance.
If that was anything true,
Yeah, and Ole wouldn't create that kind of video clip to say goodbye if there would be players wanting him out. So, no way.
Yeah. It's just, the situation is so shamble right now. I don't even know what to ask you, in terms of, without bringing personal feelings into the answers, You get what I'm saying, yeah?
Yeah.
But I have to ask this, because I'm sure a lot of people would want to hear your opinion on this also. There has been rumors about maybe the purchase of Cristiano Ronaldo was the tipping point where everything that Ole planned became, reset and, ripped apart, torn apart, and you got to start. What do you think about this?
Well, of course, if you think about it, we had Marshall back then scoring 20 plus goals with Rashford and Greenwood. Greenwood is the best young player I've seen since 92 class players. And then we also got Sancho, who is young and the potential is massive. So when Ronaldo came, of course, it did kind of shake the team in good way and in the bad way. If Ronaldo scores a goal per match, there's no way he shouldn't be playing. But at the same time, it will mean that Greenwood or Sancho is on the bench.
Yep.
And if you think about how the system was building with Rashford and Greenwood and a little bit shaky Marshall and Bruno behind, I'd say the problem is that we first bought Sancho and then Ronaldo came. So basically now we are forced to bench Sancho or Greenwood almost every game.
Also Cavani.
Yeah, that's again completely different story. I was so happy when he stayed, but at the moment I don't see any way him starting games. Maybe in FA Cup or so, and he's amazing goal scorer. So I love Ronaldo being back, and he's our boy. And Sir Alex made him what he is today, and was in Real Madrid and Juventus. But I think it was maybe the worst year to come in when we just had the attacking options we wanted and Ole wanted. So now everything starts with Ronaldo starting, and then the rest. You cannot bench Bruno, of course.
Yeah.
So you kind of have now really expensive players and maybe the most potential players in the whole Europe sitting on bench. It's hard. And I don't know whether the situation would be the same if Ronaldo would come to United, but I'm still 100% happy that he came.
Oh yes,
I would have died him to go to City. He has been helping us and carrying us in the hard moments. But at the same time, we need to find a way not to lose players like Greenwood, Sancho, or even Van de Beek.
Yeah.
I mean.
Oh, he was magnificent that last game.
He was, and I'm afraid that we lose our future because of the situation right now. So let's hope the next manager will find a way to play all those guys and do rotation. And I think Ronaldo needs rotation.
Oh yes,
he's getting older. 36.
He missed what? He missed four sitters yesterday against Watford. Was it
3?
4 sitters? I think there was 2 headers and one that he shot right up to the roofs, and another one that was supposed to be a placement. I think there's 4 misses, but he's only human at the end of the day, right?
Kind of.
Yeah. Well, he's superhuman then.
He's the same age than me, and when I look to mirror, I don't see that kind of superhuman power that he has. So I have troubles to get out from the chair after this interview. So.
Yeah, well, if you put it that way, I feel like 100 years old now. Then.
But yeah, I think the answer lies in the tactics. So whoever is the next manager, he needs to find a way to get everything out from all the players, not only the ones to start at the moment.
When do you think we're going to get that manager? January or in the summer?
We need to get the person before January. That new manager needs to have a proper transfer window if there's somebody he needs or to be sold. So if it happens after the end of this year, it's going to be really, really hard end of the season. And if we don't change anything and Carrick is going to be the caretaker until the next season, then it's more or less most likely time to get a lot more play time for the youth. I don't see Carrick making that much difference. I hope if that happens, I'm going to stick with him, stand by him.
Of course.
But I'm afraid that that's not a good option.
We have that tendency too, right, Jere? The last time we had a caretaker, 10 games later, he became permanent.
Yes.
Do you think that will happen again with Carrick?
What if Carrick can turn the table out, turns the things going very well? What if? We don't know.
I would be really surprised, but I would be so happy.
I know those guys aren't going to be happy, and they're going to say, "Here we go again."
Yeah, that's true.
out of the topic of what we are talking now about Ole, about United, about the current situation, do you have any new collection, Jere?
A lot. A lot.
A lot? In the last year? No. When was the last time we had an interview with you? May?
It was this season. I think it was last season.
Last season, I think. Yeah.
Last season,
last season.
May or April, maybe. So during 5-6 months, how many new collection do you have?
Way too many.
I saw you went to Old Trafford recently, yeah?
No, actually.
You met with
I was planning to go to upcoming games in early December, but because of the situation with pandemic and things here in Finland, I had to skip it. So it looks like the next time I'm going to travel to Old Trafford is maybe next April or so. So I still have to sit on my hands here at home and watch the games from TV. But what comes to the items here, I have been really successful with hunting down some really good items. For example, I found a fur of Georgie Best from an auction.
Oh, yeah?
A fur?
Yeah.
Fur jacket?
Fur jacket.
Okay.
So I once saw the same jacket in the National Football Museum in Manchester, and I was like, oh, yeah, that's a piece of art. And suddenly it appeared to auction, and now I have it.
Ah, congratulations.
Wow.
Congratulations.
So I'm going to give me 15 seconds. 15 seconds.
I will give you that 15 seconds. Sementara dia ngambil jaket Georgie Best itu, cuma lewat sedih kali kayak muka dia ya.
Iya, sama kayak kita. Sedih.
Ya?
Benar, maksudnya aku juga ngerasa kalau ditanya siapa yang cocok gantiin Ole sekarang, gue nggak bisa
terjawab
mikir
ya.
gitu.
Iya,
nggak bisa, karena
wow,
Georgie, is that you?
Oh, that's nice, mate. That is nice. Do you know what? When I saw you walked in wearing that fur jacket, the only thing I could remember was any Russian mob movie, you know, the way you walked in, your long hair and that.
No. What I thought when the first time you came with a jacket, Axl Rose, is that you?
Axl Rose.
Yeah, but it's amazing. It has Georgie Best label here, and it's it's cold in Finland, so
okay.
Keep it on, man. It looks good.
I'm all good.
You look good.
Okay, so how about the progress of Helsinki Red Room that might be still on progress, that you might be reopen it on February or March?
I'm hoping that the opening event would be next autumn, fall.
Next autumn.
Because of, like I mentioned, we are going to get a kit in January. So it will make the beginning of next year really, really hectic for me.
Yeah.
So and the pandemic situation ain't that good at the moment.
Yeah, it's still not over yet.
Yeah, because when I'm gonna kind of again open up the page
museum
for get tickets and stuff, it's gonna happen when I know it's possible. So I'm gonna guess that it's gonna be September, August next year.
This will be your first kit, right?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. New museum director coming up.
Yeah, you know what? It's the common theme during the pandemic, Jere. You know, suddenly everybody's got a family.
A lot. Like my little brother is getting a kid next month.
Yeah.
My friends a lot of my friends have just got kids, so it's gonna be wild upcoming years. Maybe some like parties.
My friend had a joke. I mean, it's a little bit of a dark joke, but then there's some right in it. You know, it's like the pandemic took so many, but the pandemic gave so much. It's like we're here just, like reshuffling, reinventing, stocking new stocks,
Yeah, it's good thing, for people who have been kind of thinking maybe to have a kid or so, and then when pandemic came, and you're like, okay, I'm living with this kind of person here. So kind of many end up to have kids, and the others, they broke up.
Mate, there's only two choices actually. It's like either you start a family or you start a TikTok channel. That's it. That's the pandemic for you.
Maybe to create some kind of fan cam.
Yes. Or maybe and then after that, maybe after a few months, organize a birthday party. At Old Trafford.
But the good thing here is that I'm heading to announcing the new day for the opening events. We did sell like 250 tickets around the world already before the pandemic. All those people are, of course, coming then, maybe hopefully at least double more. We have a lot of surprises coming, even more old players than we announced. There's a few more surprises coming for the Finnish fans and also the global fan base who wants to travel to Finland on upcoming summers. So I'm working my ass off to get a lot of good things happen within the United community here in Finland and the global one. And, if you think about how things have been arranged by the Maltese and, just the guys at Edinburgh, it's per class. They do such amazing job year after year. So I'm hoping I can bring something new for the global fan base, and let's hope that the pandemic will ease down so that it's easier to announce dates, and it's really expensive to postpone. I mean, it's really expensive.
Yes, of course, I can understand.
And
what?
So
lest we forget.
Halang wish that you hope will come true.
Yeah, no, I just noticed. Is that going to be the official flag?
That is
the official tagline. Okay.
That's
Let's we forget. Yeah.
So that's going to be that's the official logo, flag, and tagline. Yeah.
It's handmade by Charles Carlo, the flag maker.
Yeah.
This works. Yeah.
Lest we forget.
What would be more ideal sentence to be picked for place which is protecting the items and stories of United?
What is that?
It's the only thing I'm hoping to do is to share the stories of old players and events, and that's it.
Well, now in January, you'll have one person that you need to make sure knows everything about that Helsinki Red Room.
Yes.
Why you started it.
That's the main guy. The story.
That's our prince. That's the next king.
I have a headline for you, and I haven't told it to anyone besides my family. But I started to create and make a kids book of United history.
Oh.
I'm working on it at the moment and trying to pick all those best stories from the history of United and make them a little bit like color them to be more fit for kids. So at the moment I have way too much material. I need to narrow it down, but it's going to be something really special.
That's cool. That's very cool. That's very cool.
We will support whatever you do,
So I need to come to Indonesia.
You do need to come to Indonesia. You do need to come. The first stop that you go to is Jakarta. Meet us, and then we'll take care of everything else. We'll take care of your travels and where you should go, and we'll arrange all the meet and greet with all the fans because they would want to meet you.
Do you know what? We need to make it so that I actually take a massive box of the items and we arrange a Indonesian Red Room event.
Yeah, that would be great, man. It was like your mini museum display on tour.
Exactly.
But then we have to think about security then.
Well, the Russian guys,
Yeah, exactly.
Don't you
exactly. Спасибо.
Yeah. Давай.
Yeah, well, no, actually, you do need to come to Indonesia. And for one thing that I do want, someone from outside to come here is to show that, like what you said, that we are one. To support is in our all different ways. As there's a fact about Indonesia, not everyone has the same level of economy. Okay, so not everyone can actually buy an original jersey, things like that. And sometimes they feel small, you know, like I don't support my club enough because I don't wear a jersey or things like that. And we try at Poros Halang, we try to say that it doesn't matter what you wear. It doesn't matter if you wear it or not. It's basically if you support the club, support the club. You know,
if you love the club, just support the club.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be, you know, things like that. And I would love to have them, you know, hear from the horse's mouth. Not calling you a horse, you're a handsome man, but hear it from you straight away.
What do you mean?
Yeah. what it means for you to be a supporter and for them to, and I think that would be a great idea. That would be an excellent first stop that we would take you from Jakarta is probably our hometown Medan, because we're both from Medan, and that is the capital of tough guys, because Medan, our hometown, looking at somebody in a wrong way can send you to the hospital. That's the fact. If you ever hear Matami Le in Medan, that's it, man.
You better be careful. You better be careful.
The end.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be great. And I heard that during the first year, when you have kids, it's the easiest travel with your family.
Yes, true.
So we are aiming also to travel a lot with my girlfriend and kid. So to combine that, to get some really, really nice items with me, to have some kind of thing arranged there. Done deal. Let's do it.
Let's do it. So you heard it here first. Jere will do his tour with his mini Helsinki Room museum. Just wait for the date. Only at Poros Halang will you know.
Okay, Jere, there's always a happy episode with you, as always.
Yeah, of course.
Quite nice.
Last but not least, hopefully that your project with Helsinki Red Room will hopefully it will be on the track, and we wish that it will be a good stuff.
Thank you. It will. And
same from me. And probably from the last segment for this segment, I'm going to just, you know, maybe you have something you need to say out to whatever it is. The place and time is yours here.
I'm trying to put out every now and then some stories behind the items. So as you guys know, in Twitter and in Instagram and Facebook, I have Helsinki Red Room accounts. It's a hobby still, so I have limited time to do that. But every now and then I put some items and stories behind them. I'm trying to make more content on upcoming years, and I also have planned to make like video clips more and so on. So please feel free to follow and comment, and I love the reactions from people. So that's one way to kind of join my journey. But also I'm deadly serious with coming there hopefully soon, because I think that would be a really nice way to kind of cooperate with you guys and meet the fellow fans. And also, I mean, it's one way to create new stories. Of course, new friends like you guys, but also to make new stories for everyone. So
once you arrive in Indonesia, you are not our friend. You are our family. It is a different thing.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
And we can't wait for you to come here. Honest to God, you come here, and we'll do 50 episodes. If you're here for 30 days, we'll do 50 episodes. If you're here for 15 days, we'll do 25 episodes. But basically, we will try to do something, and we will try to send the message out because the message that you try to send out through Helsinki Room, that lest we forget, and that to support Manchester United is to support it through the heart and not through only just the items. And that's the message that we want to bring out. What would we not do for our brothers in arms, right? Fuad? That's the Medan way.
Now we have the plan.
Yes,
Yeah,
now we have the plan. And we also waiting for your invitation if you open your Helsinki Red Room.
Yeah.
I'll be in. I already have travel plans for July 2022 to LA. If the tickets are cheaper from LA to Europe, maybe I'll stop by and see this. Take a peek at this Helsinki room. Then
let me know. You're always welcome, and there's no need to worry about any accommodation or anything. When you come to Finland, you're my guest. You're my family member.
The mafia has spoken.
And from this episode, I can feel your sorrow about it's the last situation in United. Same as Patrick's feel.
Yeah.
I can feel it.
Yeah.
It's different with the last episode that we did.
I'm heartbroken, Jere.
Yeah, you just need to watch the short clip of
interview.
Ole saying how he feels about Carrick and the future.
Yeah.
It's sad. It's heartbreaking.
For me, I think, and I'm not trying to be a macho and things like that. I'm just going to admit it. The one post that actually put tears into my eyes was not actually Ole's interview. It was when Luke, the fan that hugged Ole, when I saw that, it was just like, the only thing that was running in my head was, this man has just lost his job. He is on his way home. You know, you just lost your battle there. And you took the time to stop your car, to meet a fan, sign whatever he wanted to sign, and then hug him.
Even though maybe
I could never do that. I would have just driven off.
Maybe that guy, the one who abused him, we never know. But still,
no. Look, listen. I checked his Twitter.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Ole never know, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
He just saw the fan outside of his car. He stopped, signed. It's very. That guy has a very big heart, and we're sorry for that.
The biggest.
I can tell you from personal experience, I had what Ole had. They screamed out Patrick out when I was in manager of a club here. And when I was sacked, I didn't take the time. I didn't even take 5 seconds to get into my car and just drove past everybody. You know, it never crossed my mind to say thank you or whatever is that. That's why I appreciate Ole and what he did, because it's not easy, man. It's not easy. You know, you don't, like what said, you don't know if that guy was one of the person that said your Ole out, but you stood there and you signed and you helped him, and he's a proper gentleman for me. That's why I said I'm heartbroken.
He's one of the legends of the club, and no matter if you've seen or not him playing, everybody knows the history, and with combination of the personality. I don't understand how anybody can hate him personally. The abuse against his person, makes me angry.
Without Ole, there would never be that famous term, you know. Manchester United has reached the promised land. That's because of Ole.
It is.
The treble that all these fans are so proud of, you know, we've won the treble, you've only done a treble, mini treble, and things like that. Guess what, guys? You can only brag about that because of what Ole did on that final minute. You know, it's like, come on. Cut him some slack. He's a good guy.
Exactly.
Anyway, it has been fun. It has been emotional. It is probably, well, it's always great to have you here. And that night, well, it was at nighttime when we read it. We were doing space, actually, we were doing space, and I saw notifications that let's do this, and it's like, okay, we have not slept until 1 o'clock in the morning. He has an event today, and we said, I don't care. Let's do it. Let's do it tonight. let's do it with Jere because this is perfect. This is the perfect show. And it's always we all love you in this show.
It's been my pleasure, and I mean it's always so nice to talk with you guys. And I want to say all the greetings for all the Indonesian United fans, and please feel free to hit me a message if there's anything I can do on your behalf ever. I'm here.
Thank you.
By the way,
Thank
I just
you
want to
very much.
remind you when Jere hit 777 followers, he said, "Okay, enough. Stop here." I remember you posted that 777, and he said, "Okay, enough of this. I want this number."
Good number.
Because you're not that kind who make money from that followers or something like that, right?
I could have sold shirts with hashtag 777, and people spoiled that. So I'm a little bit disappointed.
Well, anyway, once again, thank you very much, Jere. We'll hope to see you soon in Indonesia. Thank you. This has been Poros Halang. I have been Patrick. Jere.
Always have a good day. Always have a good life, and wish you all the best in Finland. Stay healthy, man.
Take care, my friends.
Stay safe.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.